Hey, well, firstly, a very warm welcome here to Alton Water, here in the heart of Suffolk, a premium location for the Alton Water Triathlon hosted by Bill and I. We are super excited to have you down here for a whole weekend of fantastic triathlon participation. We brought the sun out for you today, the backdrop of this beautiful water, which is being enjoyed by many families already. We're standing right in the transition area, right next to the car park. Everything is in close proximity, including the finish area, the transition, the swim start, cycle and the run is all happening right where we are. The swim exit is just right behind us. We'll be setting up for transition, so you'll be exiting the water straight into the transition area. Of course, this is a very, very different set of circumstances due to the fact of this pandemic we've all been involved with, but we're super excited to be able to host an event for you, which will be our third here at the heart of this premium location of Alton Water. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to Bill, and he'll be our race director for the day. He'll talk you through some general housekeeping.
Yes, hi everyone. It's great to be back. There's been a lot of challenges over the last few years to get this on, but it's great to be back at Alton Water, as Mark says. We look forward to welcoming you all next weekend. Just a couple of general housekeeping things. First of all, make sure you turn up on the right day. Saturday, that's the aquabike sprint, the super sprint triathlon, the sprint triathlon and the sprint triathlon relay, okay? Saturday. On the Sunday, we have the aquabike standard, the standard triathlon and the standard triathlon relay. So please make sure you turn up on the right day. You won't be able to race if you turn up on the wrong day. So please make sure you do that. You'll need to be here whether you're racing Saturday or Sunday. You need to be here somewhere between 6:30 and 7:30. Car parks will be open down by the dam and up by the water sports centre. We need you here in that hour. We need you parked up. We need you to pick up your packet with your race numbers, your chips, etc. It's a self-packet pickup at registration. And then we need you to get into transition and we need you to get your equipment racked. Now, most important, there is one thing that's very different this year. Because of the COVID restrictions and the British Triathlon guidelines, you need to fill in a form that says you are fit to compete before you come. There is a link in your briefing to those forms. You need to fill it in to say that you are healthy and you're not showing any symptoms. Obviously, if you do show any symptoms of COVID, please don't compete. The other thing is, if somebody is driving you here, they have a separate form that they need to compete. This is all about track and trace and to make sure we can demonstrate that we know all the details for everybody that we're bringing onto site. So with that, we'll take a break there and we'll talk a little bit more about transition and also the swim.
So okay, we're standing right bang in the middle of the transition area for you. Water exit will all be barred off straight into transition. So as little as possible other than what you need into transition. We are creating a huge transition area for your comfort and for your safety. So there'll be plenty of space within the racking areas to feel comfortable making that transition. 4 points to remember with the transition is that your cycling helmet must be done up with space for 2 fingers underneath that within the chin strap. Secondly, the bar ends must have stoppers. Your brakes must be working and these will be checked coming into transition, and your race number needs to be visible at all times. You will have your race numbers, and when you want to come back and collect your bikes, that will be verified against your entrance back into transition to collect your stuff before you leave. So again, there's going to be plenty of space. So please be respectful of others in and around you when you're racking up and racing, just for the comfort of your fellow competitors. I'm going to take you down to the swim, and so Bill can talk you through the swim etiquette. Thank you.
Welcome to the beach, everyone. This is going to be our lovely swim start. we will have 4 large inflatable buoys out there, 2 near the shore, 2 further away, and those will be providing the basis for your swim course, whatever distance you're doing. We will be starting you on the swim in ranks of 6. We will call you down from transition. We will have you queued up in your rows of 6, and we will start you 1 minute apart. Just to briefly talk about the different distances, if you're doing the super sprint, your focus will be on the 2 buoys nearest the shore. You'll head out to the one on the left, immediately turn right, go across to the one on the right, and then turn towards the swim exit. And that will be your super sprint 400 meter swim done. If you're doing one of the sprint events, that's easy. That's just doing 1 complete lap of all 4 buoys. And that will be your 750 meter swim done. For your standard competitors, you're going to do 1 lap, but when you come to the 4th buoy, you're going to turn around that and repeat the lap again. And then come into the swim exit when you pass the 4th buoy for the 2nd time. And that will be your 1500 meter swim. So it's normal disciplines. If you're doing a race, if you've not done an open water swim before, normal distress signal is to roll on your back and put your arm up in the air. We will have lifeguards on the shore, we will have kayaks and rescue boats in the water, as well as the fabulous medics from Medics 24 up at the water sports centre if there is a problem. If you see somebody else have a problem, also call the attention of one of the kayakers, lifeguards, rescue boats. Let's look after each other whilst you're in there and get anybody who's in trouble out so that we can look after them. We don't expect that the water will be so warm that it will be non-wetsuit. You do have a choice of whether you go non-wetsuit or wetsuit. So do come down and do that. Unfortunately, because of the COVID restrictions, there will be no acclimatization. So when you were queued up here, that'll be the first time you go in the water when you're starting your swim. So there won't be an opportunity to acclimatize. Please remember that. Keep all the buoys on your right shoulder as you navigate, okay? And then once you've done your lap, as Mark was saying earlier, we get you out through the swim exit arch. You'll have a nice barriered, carpeted run up back into transition, where you can pick up your bike, whether you're doing the aqua bike or whether you're doing the triathlon. One final point: if we do have a water quality issue or the weather is such that we don't feel that it's safe to run the event in the water, we will do the whole event as a duathlon run bike run. Now, I know for you aqua bike competitors that would mean that you're just restricted to the bike, but we'd rather keep you safe. So just please bear that in mind, and if we'd be very, very reluctant to make that decision, but if it's forced upon us, then your safety is much more important than anything else. So we'll move on and have a discussion about the bike and run now.
So just behind me is the exit and entrance road into your cycle and run route, but we're talking about the cycle route now. We'll have a mount and dismount line for both, so you will not be able to mount your bike until you're at the mount line, and equally when you're coming back in from your ride, both for aqua and for the full distances of triathlon, you'll be exiting your bike at the dismount line and then following a nice funnel which will be easily visible for you, straight into a finishing area with your bikes into transition to complete your transition into your run or to complete your race with a massive well done from us and a finishing medal for your aqua bike. So guys, we're now at the site entrance and exit of Alton Water. It's about half a click from the transition area, which will be neutralised on the day for not just your safety, the competitors' safety, but the general public safety who we're sharing this site with on the day. And typically it'll be busier on the Saturday than it will be on the Sunday in and around the traffic and the movement on the site. So again, that neutralised area from this point of coming into the site and out of the site will be neutralised on the day. We're sharing it with a campsite that's got an adjoining road, plus an additional car park for the general public on the day. So once you're on the course, 1 lap for the aqua bike and the sprint, and the standard distance will be 2 laps. And An important thing to remember, this is a non-drafting event, so you need to allow 10 metres between you and the bike in front of you. Again, it's up to you to make sure you pass a cyclist in front of you safely, giving them enough space and yourself enough space, and if you can, a vocal cue of shouting that you're passing to give them an opportunity to realise that they're coming up behind you. And a couple of points that really I can't overemphasise is that you make yourself aware of some of the tight corners that are on this course. One of them on a particular junction has an inverted left, so it's just left all the way around. It'll be clearly signed and well marshalled, but we're really relying on you and your support on being aware of the course and the dangers of some of the inverted corners that you'll be finding yourself on the wrong side of the road if you hit them too hot. The last thing we want is any accidents on the day that will forcibly just shut us down as an event, not just on the day but for future events as well. So I can't emphasise enough that your support would be really appreciated when you're enjoying this beautiful route around the heart of Suffolk with some beautiful views going down past the River Orwell, under the bridge, in and around the countryside of Suffolk.
Hi everybody, just wanted to emphasise 3 points when you're on this section of the entry road coming back into Alton Water. So when you're coming up here, you'll have traffic coming out the campsite, you could have traffic coming in and out the cafe, pedestrians wandering around, so we want you to go slow. This is why we're saying this is neutralised. So when you turn this corner back into sight, we want you to look up, watch where you're going, watch for the parking barriers, they should be raised, but make sure, keep your eyes out for traffic and no overtaking, okay? Thanks very much. Hey guys, I'm standing about 700 metres from transition, which will be down there. And this is pretty much where you'll be running. The run tracks are all out and back routes along the southern perimeter of the reservoir, most of it on the gravel footpath. As they are out and back courses, please stick to the left, whichever direction you're going. Also, we are supposed to be observing social distancing throughout the event, so if you do need to go around somebody, shout on your right. They'll sort of slide slightly left, and if you can give them the space as you go around them on their right, and then pick up your spot on the left hand side of the path. So once you've come through this area, you'll be running across this green area with the playground on your right hand side. Don't worry about the picnic tables that are there today, we'll make sure they're out of your way, and you'll pick up the footpath that you can see there. And then for your super sprint run from transition, you'll basically be running for about a mile. We'll turn you, we'll bring you back, you'll just be retracing your steps. On the sprint course, you'll be going out 2.5k, and Mark has found a nice little loop at the end of that 2.5k where you'll do a little circle through the woods, and that'll bring you back onto the footpath to head back down to here. And on the Sunday, for the standard distance competitors, well, you'll be picking that footpath up and following it all the way to the southern end of Lemons Hill Bridge, where you will do a U-turn there and do a second 5k to bring you home. We'll have a lovely barriered off finish area at that end on the western side of transition. Big finish arch, you won't be able to miss it, and you'll finish your race there, and there'll be a bottle of water and you can pick your medal up and relish the achievement of finally getting through the Alton Water Triathlon. Hi guys, just a last few bits and pieces before we let you go. First of all, if you're doing the relay this year, due to the COVID restrictions, obviously, unsurprisingly, you won't be transferring a timing chip between you. Each member of the relay team will have their own timing chip, and if you read your briefing document, it'll tell you how you go about transitioning from one part of the relay to the next. The final thing is we've just passed the time when 6 weeks have elapsed since swimming pools have opened. So that does mean that we can actually rank the results in age categories. So previously, up to now, all the events have had to just be this is your time and maybe you list them alphabetically or something. We are actually allowed to give you ranked results, which we will do. And just as a close, I'm going to hand you over to Mark, who's got a few words of thanks that I think we both share.
Yeah, so on behalf of Bill and I, which is really heartfelt thanks and appreciation for sticking with us, your continued support through two major incidents really here that have affected the event from proceeding, but we have a full house and we're so pleased to be hosting our third event here at Alton Water, and really looking forward to a fab day with you all. So from Bill and I, thank you very much.
See you on the day.